Hello and welcome to our presentation on what is CRM. My name is Michael Hopwood and I'm from Microchannel Services. I'd like to start off by just letting you know a little bit about Microchannel. At Microchannel, we help our customers to improve the customer experience for their own customers. We help our customers increase their market share and lower their cost of doing business. We help our customers get practical, simple solutions that fit their business needs. And we help our customers better utilize their resources and assets. We also help our customers come to realize their full potential. Over the years, we've built up a lot of experience across a wide range of industries in all different shapes and sizes of businesses. Some of the industries which we've done probably the most work in is things like not-for-profit or professional services, manufacturing, real estate, retail, advanced warehousing, and wholesale distribution. And you can see some of our well-known clients over here on the right. However, we do work in all industries. We work with customers of all different shapes and sizes, right from your single-man bands up to the large multinationals employing tens of thousands of employees. So, if you are in one of these industries, you can see some of our experience here, but if you aren't, rest assured that we can still assist you. Here at Microchannel, we provide our clients with a one-stop shop for all of their business technology needs. We offer solutions across analytics, front office, back office, and technology infrastructure. Within the analytics area, we do business intelligence, we provide CRM tools that allow you to then analyze your data, we do customer-specific reporting. In the front office, we have CRM software and point-of-sale software. In the back office, we've got a range of solutions that provide financials and ERP, production, manufacturing, supply chain, accounting, wholesale management and purchasing. From a technology infrastructure perspective, we offer cloud and on-premise services. We have managed IT support services. And then for all of these different areas, we provide different access methods, whether it be from your normal PC or through mobility on your mobile or smartphones, on tablets, iPads, etc. At Microchannel, we align all of our deliverables to your expectations, whether it be through the sales process of understanding what sort of system that you might be after, through to the implementation of that, and then beyond into the ongoing support. We make sure that whatever it is that you need throughout your process of understanding, acquiring, implementing, and then maintaining a system, that we're able to be there for you and provide you the relevant information and be that backing support for you. A few interesting statistics for you around Microchannel. We founded in '95, so over 17 years of operation. We are a leading solution and technology provider. Since starting, we've actually grown over 920%. We focus on building and retaining happy people, and we have an evolving family culture where individuals' values and practices are aligned to the business goals. So you can trust that we'll be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future to help and support your business grow. We have over 400 active clients, over 70 employees, offices in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, and we've got over 50 awards from our various software vendors over the years. Now, what is CRM? Well, firstly, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Gartner, one of the worldwide recognized industry analysts, says that CRM, or Customer Relationship Management, is a business strategy designed to optimize profitability, revenue, and customer satisfaction. Notice it's not a piece of technology, a piece of software. It's actually a business strategy. And this is one of the misunderstandings that a lot of people tend to have. They believe that CRM is a software. It's not. The software happens to be the most common way of enforcing this strategy or building the strategy and providing the benefits to the organization. However, CRM is a strategy which needs to take place well before you actually even get the technology or the system in place. It's around understanding how do you want to interact with your customers, what is it that's important to your customers, what sort of information is going to be important to the various people in your organization, and how can we provide the best customer overview for the people inside our organization to deliver that warm, friendly experience to all of our customers. In recent times, CRM has actually been expanded further, and a new term has been coined called XRM. And what that is it's basically it's a strategy that's taken CRM, or customer relationship management, one step further by focusing on all relationships that the business has, not just those with customers. So it could be things with your suppliers, it could be things with your internal staff, it could be things with assets, and it's any form of relationship that you have. And so this is where the XRM comes into play. It's the same sort of process, same sort of understanding, etc. It's just taking that one step further and making it not just about a customer, it's about whatever relationship is important to the business. So in terms of the evolution of CRM, basically what we've got is we started off initially with a Rolodex. That then sort of progressed into Outlook with some contact management in there. That then progressed through to Salesforce automation, which is really just focused on the opportunity sales side of things. It then progressed into customer relationship management, where it then expanded out into things like customer service and marketing. And then it's now gone into the XRM, which is then taking it, as I mentioned earlier, around all of your relationships that the business takes place with. In terms of key trends in where CRM or XRM is actually heading, it's about empowering customers. It's also about consumerization. It's linking in with the social media that's out there now, Facebook and Twitter and the likes. It's around mobile access, things like on the Windows Slate devices that are out now, Surface, iPads, Android slates, Android tablets. It's about accessing information in the cloud. It's also about taking advantage of big data and sales intelligence, so all the wider information that's on the internet, and then sucking that in and seeing how you can really gain insights into your customers based on all of that external data there. It's around analytics of your data, and also taking a collaborative selling approach. So in the recent past, all you needed to know about your customers was the transactional data that existed within your organization. But today we see so much more information available to you and your customers within the communication tools that they use. And so CRM really needs to start to link into these and take advantage of all those external factors. So how CRM or XRM can help is that typically information is held within disparate locations right across the company, which leads to a myriad of problems. We've got remote workers with their own information on laptops, we've got information contained within emails, we've got marketing databases, we've got finance systems, and we've got sales databases. So what then happens is that we take all of these different elements and we bring them all together and we put them all into the one CRM or XRM system, and then present that through to the user so that they can then see a 360-degree view of that particular record and then make informed decisions around that. So once we have all of this information contained within a central CRM or XRM system, then that provides us the ability to have different departments all accessing the one system, whether they're from sales, marketing, finance, or customer service. You can all access the same system and get that insight into the customers or the records across the departments and just really get that holistic view of what is going on with that particular customer. So it facilitates collaboration, and the way which it does that, again, by taking all of these different departments which I mentioned earlier, sales and marketing, support and finance, and then having your customers and partners, but those customers and partners typically sit outside your organization. So by utilizing things like web self-service portals, we're able to provide them access to certain information within the CRM system. So for example, it could be things like, from a support perspective, that they can go and log their own support issue, or maybe search through a knowledge base and then do that self-service so they're not having to call into your help desk. From a sales perspective, it could be placing an order online and going through and then seeing where that particular order is at and has it been fulfilled as yet. From a marketing perspective, it's even just as simple as things like having a website lead form so that people can go through, fill out information in, and then that goes straight into the CRM system. For your partners, it's then distributing leads back out to them, so maybe a portal so that they can then go and see contact information about certain leads which have been allocated to them. So CRM is not just around the inside organisation, it's also around the external organisation and collaborating between your customers, between your partners and between the people inside your. Prior to implementing a CRM system, we receive information from people in all different sorts of roles around the issues that they face. Sales executives tell us things like sales forecasts are difficult and time consuming to create, and sometimes they spend their whole morning trying to figure out who they're meant to follow up with and when. Sales managers say things like that they need to know what the sales pipeline looks like quickly and easily, and it takes them ages to roll up reps' forecasts into a team forecast for his boss. Business owners say things like that they need a quick and easy way to see how the business is performing at any given time, and that she wants to maximize productivity for all her employees. Marketing managers say things like that they need to be able to calculate the cost per lead easily and accurately, and marketing campaigns are often difficult to manage and leads can go missing. Customer service say that we don't have an up-to-date log of communications with customers and our processes are not automated, so customer issues sometimes fall through the cracks. And the back office says that I want to have access to the same customer information that the front office has, so I understand any customer issues when I'm chasing payments, and that I don't want to be wasting time re-entering the same information in multiple places. Now, what I'm going to do now is actually go through each of these different roles and talk a bit more specifically around the challenges that they face today, and specifically how CRM can actually address those challenges and what they would receive as a benefit out of utilizing a CRM system. If we look at the challenges for a salesperson firstly, we've got things like tracking opportunities, identifying the best opportunity to focus on, identifying cross-sell and upsell opportunities, forecasting accurately, reporting on the pipeline efficiently, understanding where the opportunities are in the pipeline, having visibility on customer interactions across multiple departments, generating quotes and orders, avoiding simple importing of the same data into multiple systems. So this is what salespeople are having issues with, but when we go through and help, we provide dashboards to deliver a unified view of all the key sales information. We provide real-time pipeline management, which ensures focused sales activity. We provide forecasts that can be prepared and submitted within minutes, not hours or days, or in some instances of customers we've worked for, even weeks. It increases visibility on customer interaction across departments. It reduces time spent on administration, therefore increasing productivity. It automates quotation generation. It leverages financial information from the back office to accurately price, quote, and place orders. It empowers sales staff to sell more effectively. It enables sales staff to focus on the most important sales opportunities. If we then go through and sort of understand what are the challenges that a sales manager is facing, they're going through and having issues with things like identifying the biggest opportunities, unearthing the hidden opportunities, tracking sales across territories and reps, creating team and individual forecasts quickly and easily, tracking and measuring sales representative performance, developing a more effective sales team, having an instant access to up-to-date sales data and communication history, access to real-time figures on sales performance and pipeline, minimizing administration and maximizing sales productivity. Which CRM can help a sales manager is again through dashboards where we deliver sales management and unified view of all key sales information. We improve transparency in the sales pipeline. We provide real-time pipeline management, ensuring focused sales activity. We enable quick and easy team focus generation and improvement in sales forecasts and accuracy. We enable regular sales performance monitoring, reduce opportunity slippage, optimize sales resources against high potential opportunities, maximize cross-sell and upsell opportunities, empower sales staff to sell more effectively, enable sales staff to focus on the most important sales opportunities, and minimize sales administration and maximize staff productivity. can flow through and then take a look at some of the challenges that a business owner faces. They have issues around extracting more value out of the business, having insight and reports into the business performance, identifying the top customers by revenue and profitability, having complete visibility of customers, pipelines and margins, analysing sales performance across multiple criteria, moving from an overview forecast data to detailed underlying information with ease, combining actual campaign results with actual campaign costs to quantify marketing performance, having a complete view of business performance across the front and back office, and strategic planning for the future. Some of the ways that CRM can help a business owner is by doing things like enabling reports that provide instant insight into business performance across multiple criteria. It's also delivering the ability to do a sanity check on forecast data with full drill down ability to underlying details. It's enabling easy insight into revenue versus budget variance. It's enabling real-time corporate performance management or insight at a glance through dashboards. It's improving responsiveness to business critical issues. It's improving sales forecast accuracy and pipeline management. Marketing budget and return on investment can be monitored in real time. It drives revenue, business efficiency and performance, which all lead to increased revenue and growth in profitability. Leverages financial information from the front office and the back office for a complete view of the business. Look at things like the challenges from a marketing manager. They have issues around segmenting customers, defining highly targeted marketing lists across multiple criteria, tracking marketing campaign performance against targets and budgets, managing and redeploying marketing campaigns quickly and effectively, identifying success rates at a glance, identifying and targeting strong leads, and measuring cost per lead and marketing our marketing manager by empowering marketing staff to plan and execute highly effective campaigns. It enables highly targeted customer communications. It results in decreased cost per lead through automation. It delivers insight into the lifetime value of customers. It enables close alignment with sales departments and other key stakeholders. It enables market segmentation based on financial data from the front and back office. It enables marketing staff to target the right companies at the right time. It helps eliminate guesswork and optimize marketing resources. It delivers full campaign planning encompassing encompassing above the line and below the line activities as well as costs. Combines actual campaign results with actual campaign costs to calculate the real return on marketing investment. The challenges that a customer service manager faces are things like easily being able to track SLAs or service level agreements, measuring and improving team performance and productivity, making customer support cost efficient, resolving customer issues quickly, easily identifying critical customer issues requiring urgent attention, increasing customer satisfaction and retention rates, monitoring customer service performance in real time, reducing the amount of time spent on customer service administration, knowledge and information sharing across the teams, ensuring that no customer issues fall through the cracks, successfully cross-selling and upselling during calls. So what's CRM? A customer service manager is the ability to help reduce the amount of time spent on customer service administration, thereby increasing the productivity of customer support representatives. It monitors performance against the SLAs. It extends customer service through 24/7 via web self-service options. It enables customer service to leverage through the knowledge of colleagues through a centralized knowledge base. It delivers a 360 view of customer information across the front and back office systems for easier issue resolution and improved cross-selling opportunities. Workflow automatically manages case allocation, progression and escalation, improving response times and ensuring that no one falls through the cracks. It enables customer satisfaction management and benchmarking. And dashboards deliver a unified view of all customer service performance information in real time. Some of the challenges that the back office face is things like having a central place for information, giving back-office staff access to non-financial customer information to enable them to resolve issues and queries promptly when talking to customers. Access to complete customer communication history, which is usually held in the front office, to enhance the ability to effectively chase payments. Reducing duplication of effort to minimise mistakes and improve productivity. And speeding up routine tasks. So the way that CRM helps the back office is that it saves time and minimises mistakes by avoiding duplication of data entry. It improves customer service by using a single point of reference for any sales orders. The credit control and sales team will have access to the same financial information, which enables them both to chase the outstanding debt when dealing with customers. Ensures a fast response to significant events and routine tasks using alerts. Improves customer service by giving the back office access to key customer information such as buying patterns and communication history. So, all in all, CRM really improves the productivity because it starts to link in all the different systems and the different access methods that you have. So by integrating CRM with other business systems such as Outlook and delivering employees on the road with information through mobile devices and tablets and iPads, etc., then you're able to get access across all the different departments, finance, sales, distribution, customer service, marketing, etc., into this customer view and provide the most productivity for your staff. It also provides you with a competitive advantage. In a lot of instances, people today will have disparate systems. You've got departmental collaboration, you've got departmental customer insight, you've got departmental productivity and efficiencies, and what that actually delivers you then is multiple views of the customer, which really provides you a one-dimensional insight. So what CRM does is it extends the enterprise collaboration. So it's not just around each individual department, and it provides you that 360-degree customer insight view. And it's organisation-wide productivity and efficiencies that you gain then. So you're able to now get this single view of the customer in a 360-degree and provide you that competitive advantage. The business value of CRM. Just a couple of industry analysts here have sort of come up with some statistics around issues that people face prior to implementing CRM and some of the reasons why they might consider implementing CRM, but also around what sort of benefits they're receiving out of implementing a CRM system. So if we look at Gartner, for example, where they ran a study on competitive advantage, and 40% of the respondents see CRM solutions as an opportunity or to gain competitive advantage. Accenture said that when they did one on customer loyalty, said that customer loyalty accounts for 38% of margins and 40% of revenue growth. Bain & Company did one on customer lifetime value, and they said that a 5% increase in customer retention results in an increase in an average customer lifetime value between 35 and 95%. IDC did one on customer satisfaction, and they said that they saw a 28% increase in customer satisfaction after implementing a CRM system. Accenture did another one on customer retention, and 9 out of 10 consumers will switch suppliers if given the right incentive. Pretty important to keep up your competitive advantage there, right? And Outsell did one on admin reduction. They said an average salesperson spends over 11 hours per week researching information to help them identify prospects to call. 11 hours a week. That's like a quarter of their time. Imagine if that can just be provided to you instantly. Giving a salesperson another 25% of their time back. Does that equate through to 25% more sales, more revenue, more profit? So if you're interested in implementing your own CRM strategy, then Microchannel can assist you. And one of the products which we use to specifically do that is actually Microsoft Dynamics CRM. The current version is CRM 2011, and Microchannel is a gold certified partner for Microsoft in this particular product. So just a couple quick little facts about Microsoft. Sure you already know them, but just in case, worldwide leader in software, services and solutions. Founded in 1975, world's largest software company, employ over 94,000 people, subsidiaries in 124 countries, and they sell Dynamics CRM through a partner network, just like us. So in terms of Microsoft's CRM strategy, what they've sort of built their pillar on is around three main areas: experience, application, and platform. Within the experience area, they really wanted to focus in on productivity, make things process-centric, and also build on the web and social aspects of interactions. From an application perspective, they wanted to stick to the primary pillars being marketing, sales, and service. And then from a platform perspective, they wanted to have a modern architecture for it to be open and extensible, and also allow businesses to interact with it through an enterprise cloud platform. Microsoft offers all of this through Dynamics CRM in three main methods: in your office, through Microsoft Outlook, as well as integration into Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel, through your web browser, as well as on your mobile as well. And regardless of how you access the system, it provides you marketing effectiveness, sales productivity, and customer care. But you can also extend that further through other applications. In all of these areas, it provides information around relationships, interactions, processes, and insights. And you can do that either through the cloud or within your own network, in your own office. And across each of these areas, there's a component of social action. So, some of the primary reasons why people actually choose Microsoft Dynamics CRM over our competitors is things like, well, it's got leading CRM capabilities. It's very flexible, the configuration and deployment and customization, with a large focus on the configuration, which means that you're able to do a lot of the changes to the system yourself without having to employ developers or even utilize companies like us to actually assist you. Although we are there to help, you don't have to. It has a familiar and productive user experience. It leverages from the same sort of look and feel that most people are familiar with in an office environment with Microsoft Office. There's a very high return on investment, providing you more value. The pricing point for this application is extremely low compared to some of its competitors. Its innovative and fast release cadence provides you an advantage. Reason being is because there's so many developers within Microsoft working on new features all the time, and they're releasing updates to the system on a regular basis, providing you the ability to take advantage of all of those developers which are coming up with new and intuitive ways to help you work with your customers. So, but don't just take my word for it. I thought what we'd do now is actually go through and jump into a demonstration and actually take a look at how you would actually use CRM in a day-to-day life. Okay, so let's take a look at Microsoft Dynamics CRM. First thing to understand is that the system itself actually manages a whole range of different areas. First is accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, competitors, cases, knowledge base articles, marketing lists, campaigns, service contracts, and these are just standard things. The system can be extended to track whatever it is that you want to track as well. Today I'm going to be going through the stock standard Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online demonstration database. So the other thing to understand is that it can be accessed from multiple methods. So for example, if I'm on a PC, I can access it through Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, or Mozilla Firefox. If I'm on a Mac, I can access it through Safari. If I'm on any other web-enabled device, I can go through the Mobile Express client and access through a cut-down interface like this. From a PC, I can also access it through Outlook, whereby I can then sit within my normal inbox, for example, and then flick over to things like my accounts and contacts, etc. We tend to find the majority of users actually use this through Outlook, and the reason being is that people spend so much time these days in their inbox, sending emails, reading emails, etc. So for the purpose of today's demonstration, I'm going to be primarily utilizing the Outlook client. So
what I figured we do is go through a day in the life of a salesperson, just to sort of give you some ideas of how the system would work and take you through some of the benefits and also sort of highlight some of the main features which I think really assist a salesperson in their day-to-day lives. So typically, a salesperson might be receiving an email or sitting in their inbox and they receive an email from someone. And it says something like, oh, I'd like to get some more info on your products. So from here, what they can do is go through and then track that email. Now, track that email then actually sends this right through to CRM. So the icon then switches over to little people, indicating to the salesperson that they've already tracked it. But then also what happens is down the bottom here, we can go through and they can see the records which it's been related to. So I can see Michael Hopwood, me, the person it's been sent to, but it's also gone and created a lead for me automatically called demo email. And right from my email, I can go and click onto that and then go through and then see the details associated with that particular lead. And so from within here, I can then go through and you see information such as names, phone numbers, addresses, etc. Now, because this created it from the email itself, it's picked up the basic information that's contained within an email header, the first name, last name, and email address. It's also made an attempt to build out their company name as well. Obviously, it's a good attempt, but not quite what we're after. So it could be Cloud MCH as our company name here. But then we can also go through and then start to fill out other information which might be contained within the sick person's signature, such as their job title. So it might be CEO, their phone number could be 99089, 9909, whatever. And then we can go through and fill out their address. So for example, it could be 401 Pacific Highway in Artarmon, New South Wales, 2064, Australia. And what you'll notice is that straight away, it's actually gone through to Bing Maps and then it's building up and showing us the location of where this is within the maps, within the system. All right. Now, from here, we can then go through and then look at other details as well, such as what industry they're in, and the annual revenue, the number of employees, etc. And so there's a whole range of information which we might want to track about a particular lead. Some of these are pick lists where we can choose from a predefined list of values. Others are free type. Others are lookup type fields where we can go and search through other records in the database. All of this is completely configurable as well, by the way. So this is a stock standard system. However, if you've got certain things which you want to track about an organization which aren't in there, they can easily be added. If you've got things on the screen here already which are just not relevant for you, then they can easily be removed. So very configurable type system. So typically what happens is when people go and they receive a lead via email, one of the first things they want to do is give them a full call and say, hey, how's it going? How can we help? So if we go over to our activities here, then we can go through and say, let's add a phone call. And we can do an introduction call. Okay, and so we make the introduction call and then we put in any of the details about that, etc., and hit OK. And so now what we're doing is we're building up a log of the interactions that we've had with this particular person. Through that call, they could say, well, you know what, we'd really like you to send us some information. So I don't have time to do it right now. What I do want to do though is I want to set myself a task to go and do that a bit later. So I come and say add task, and I'm going to say send info. All right, and then the send info, it could be just company profile details. And when do I need to do that by? Well, I'm going to say, well, I need to do that by 31st at 2 p.m. All right, great. So now what's happened here is that this has gone through and it's given me a couple of bits of information. It's telling me that I've completed a phone call, but it's also now saying that I have scheduled a task to do as well. So, but this is all related to this individual contact, which happens to be called demo email. All right. If I close this down, that task has also gone into a couple of other different areas. So the first one is back within my main system here, I have activities. And so within the activities, I can see that we've got my tasks. And if we go through and then look at the date, we can see that we've got a task in here for send info. It's due on this particular date, and it's regarding the demo email lead. All right. Now from here, I can go and see the details, and I can go and click onto that at any point in time, and then see the actual relevant record. And so the idea here is that from a salesperson's perspective, that they're able to look in at this and choose and chop and change the dates, and apply a filter to say, well, only show me the things which are today, for example, and then focus in on the relevant tasks which need to be done here and now. All right. The other thing that this does, though, is it synchronizes through with Outlook. Now, on a scheduled basis, and it's up to you to determine how often that is. Some people like to do it every minute, some people like to do it every hour, some people like to do it every day. But on a scheduled basis, all of these tasks will automatically synchronize from CRM into your standard Outlook tasks. And so if we just go through here and take a look down further, it hasn't come through as yet, but in a minute, this is going to come through, and it's going to show us all of the things, basically bring that task through into Outlook. Now you might ask, well, why is that important? We've already got it in CRM. The primary reason is because people tend to synchronize their tasks with their phone. So if you're using your CRM system on your screen here, on your normal computer, and then you've set a task, and then it synchronizes down to Outlook, which in turn synchronizes down to your phone, all of a sudden, you're now going to have the capability to look at these tasks that you need to do on your phone, no matter where you are, and then also complete them from your phone as well. All right. So if we now just go and take a look back, fingers crossed it's had enough time to synchronize through. Not as yet. We'll come back and take a look at that in a little while. But one of the things that we're able to do is then go through and actually mark that off as complete from my phone, from Outlook, wherever it might be, and that will then flow through and actually mark it off as complete within CRM as well. So it's a two-way synchronization. The other reason why this is important is that people can go through and then create a task from within Outlook if they're already using that. So for example, I could go and say, well, I want to do a new task utilizing my Outlook screens, and it could be, follow up, for example. And from here, I can go and say, well, I want to track this, but I want to track it as a task or a phone call or a letter, or, for example, a task. And this is about a particular lead. And so I'm going to go choose lead, and then I can see my demo email record here. And then I could say, well, this is going to be due at this date here, for example. Save and close. And so at this point, not only is it then updating within my Outlook, but if I go over here, then I can see the demo email record it's linked to, click onto that, and then within my activities, I'll also see in just a minute the activity of the follow-up also come into CRM here as well. So it's a two-way synchronization. Quite powerful. Now that's from a task perspective. Now we've seen the email actually go through and create the lead in the CRM system, but the other thing which people do all the time, obviously, is send emails to people. And one of the main benefits of using a CRM system is collaborating and sharing the data, sharing the experience that you've got amongst other people in the organization. And one of the primary methods of communication these days is email. So it's important to see, is there other people in the organization sending emails to these leads, or what's going on? So in this instance, let's go through and then create a new email. So when we create a new email, from the address list, we can actually access things like our leads. And here we've got our demo email lead in there. So we go and say, OK. From here, we can then do a couple of things. We can send the email without tracking it in CRM if we elect to. However, if we want other people to see this email, we just push track. This is now going to say when we send the email, not only will it send the email, but it will also put that in the CRM system. Further to that, once we're tracking it, we can then actually leverage from the power of other marketing templates that are in the system, such as an email template. So let's assume that this was a trade show visit. If I go and choose a template which is to do with replying to a trade show visit, then this goes into CRM, it looks at the person who I've selected as the person to receive this email, and it's then gone and mail merged that in. So it's dear person's name, thank you for visiting our booth, blah, blah, blah. Then it's mail merged in the account manager's name, etc. And then, so it's got the details within that lead just within a click of a button. Now, within these templates, we can elect to automatically have attachments as part of that, in which case then it would also attach the file to this email ready for me to send. However, sometimes you don't necessarily want to send the attachment by default. You might want to give the salesperson the opportunity to choose which particular attachments they want to send. So it could be, for example, a particular product sheet that you're wanting to send. In this instance, I'm going to say, well, let's go through and attach some sales literature around a company overview. And so this then goes back into the CRM system and then looks at the sales literature which we've got contained within the CRM system and then allows us to go and attach it. So because these files are maintained centrally, it means that marketing can go and update things like the company profile centrally and not have to worry about those emails out to everyone to say, hey, can you please update your company profile sheet and send that one out and disregard the old one. Now it's automatically just linking into CRM and allowing you to send that. So then from here, when I go and say, well, let's go and send the email, then this not only sends the email, but it's also going to link that through into CRM and allow that message to be tracked and viewed by other people in the organizations that have the sufficient rights to do so. So if I go and take a look over at my sent items, we'll be able to determine which ones have been able to be, which ones have been tracked. And we can do so by just looking at the icon here. So once it appears and shows that there's two little people, then that means that it has been tracked. And once it's been tracked, then I can go and click onto the record directly and then get back into here. And if I go and take a look over at my closed activities, like so, then I can see the fact that this email has been sent. Thank you for your interest in the trade show. Click on that and I can get to the details. And this is where really the collaboration, the sharing of information amongst other CRM users is there. You can even see the attachments which were sent, etc. It also means you can go and delete it out of your email box. So some people have restrictions on their email size, and so therefore if you're storing your data in CRM, you don't actually have to store it in Outlook anymore. All right, so the other thing which is important to note here is that the way which leads and opportunities are handled within the system. So let's just clarify around what is a lead and what is an opportunity, what is an account, what is a contact. So I like to think of a lead as almost dirty data. It's stuff where you sort of know a little bit of information, but you don't really have it all. You don't know if they're really interested in your products or services, etc. But you want to track something. You still want to be able to communicate with them via email or via phone, so you want to put it in the database. But it's not really quite qualified enough to house within the main area of your database. So Microsoft Dynamics CRM has this section called leads. When you have a lead and you go through a qualification process and get it to a point where you realize that, yes, we've got all the right contact information and, yes, there is a genuine interest there in our goods and services, then the system will convert that and create it as an account, contact, and or opportunity. And so an account is really the organization level. The contact, as it says, is a contact. Now, each account can have multiple contacts. You can also have contacts without accounts. The opportunity is the dollars and cents, how much revenue are we going to get out of this particular person or organization, and when are we expected to get that? So right now this is in here as a lead, and so we're still going through and qualifying this lead. And so we can go in and see, is this person in as an existing contact already? And so I can go through and then look up in the contacts database and say, no, it hasn't found anyone there. Likewise with the accounts. Has it found another Cloud MCH in there? No, it hasn't. All right. What's their purchase time frame? Okay, well, it's going to be next quarter. What's their estimated budget? Well, we think it's going to be $10,000. What's their process what's the process that they're going to be looking at? So let's just need to set our currency here. The system is multi-currency enabled too, by the way. So I can then choose Australian dollars or US dollars or whatever it might be, and then and build that in. So what's the process? Is it an individual that's going to sign off, or a committee, or we don't know? Have we identified who the decision maker is? Yes. Well, in this instance, it's this person called demo email, and just some other summary sort of information. All right, great. So we've got this data around qualifying a record. Once we've gone through all of this process, then we can determine and say, you know what, we've got enough information. We think it's a real opportunity, so we can either qualify or disqualify it. If we go and qualify it, then what happens is it moves it along to the next stage. It goes and creates the account and the contact and the opportunity that I was talking about earlier, but then also moves this along into the develop stage. And so from here, I can now go through and say, okay, well, what is it that I need to track when I'm at this develop stage? I need to identify what's the customer need. Okay, well, they need to replace their current system. All right, and what's the proposed solution? Well, it could be Microsoft Dynamics CRM. Have we identified the stakeholders? Well, no, we haven't actually. Over here, we've got a list of the stakeholders. So let's go through and then build up who is important in this particular sale to us. So we go and we click Add, and we say, okay, well, obviously demo is going to be important, and they are going to be the primary decision maker. But there could be other people involved in this sale too. And so we go through and identify additional stakeholders, and we could say, well, Jim here is important because Jim is an economic buyer or whatever it might be. And you can determine all of the different types of roles. So once we've gone through and determined the stakeholders, then we say, yep, we've done that. We then go through and determine competitors, if there is any. If you've got any competitors, then again, same sort of process, go through and add them, and then we mark that off as complete. Once we've gone through and then answered all the questions at the develop stage, then we can progress it onto the next level. All right? And so from here, we're then going through and we're qualifying this and then building up more and more information as we go through the process. Now, it's at some point in time where I say, well, I want to go out and meet with this person to talk about the opportunity in more detail. So to do that, let's close out of that record and we go over to our calendar. And so from our calendar, we can then say, all right, well, I want to go and meet them this date here. So we can say, let's do a new meeting. And it's going to be to that same demo person before. And the subject is going to be discuss offering. And it's going to be at Microchannels office. All right. Now, when I do this, again, I've got this track facility. And so if I track this, then it knows, well, here's the person which is in the database, and so it's going to put them in against that. However, each person could potentially be working with you on multiple opportunities. So as a result, we can go through and then determine, well, what is this particular opportunity that we want to link it to? And so we go through and we select the regarding, and we can see here that we've got the general inquiry. And so now we're linking this particular appointment through to that particular sales opportunity. And so from here, if I just go and send that email, then not only is it blocking it out in my calendar, but it's also sending the meeting request through to the recipient to say, hey, is this a good time to meet? But further to that, if I go through and then actually take a look at this particular record, I can click into the sales opportunity, and then from here, I can go and see, for example, the activities. And so I can see that we've got this appointment booked in to discuss the offering. All right. Now, when it comes time to actually going and having that appointment, then we can go through and say, yes, we've had that, we mark it as complete. And at which point in time it then marks that off, and you can see it's color-coded, the grey showing you the ones which have been completed, the white showing you the ones which haven't been done as yet. All right. And so this way we're sort of just able to really interact with our standard calendaring system, but also link it into the CRM system, and then allow this visibility for yourself and for others in the organization too, to see what's going on with that particular sales opportunity. All right. Now, as we go through and we keep marking off different processes, etc., and we're building up the sales process, or building along the sales stages, then it's automatically updating our pipeline, right? So everything that we've been doing so far is really around an individual opportunity. And so let's just put this one in as, we'll say we're going to close it in end of June, and it's going to be worth 15,000. Okay. So we've updated our individual opportunity here, but now what's important to me is really to see holistically what's going on. What's my pipeline look like? So if I go over to my dashboard, then I get to start to see this information in a summary type view. Now, we've got a dashboard here which is showing me pipelines and lead sources, campaigns and cases, etc. But we can have multiple dashboards. So I can go through and say, well, I want to look at the sales activity dashboard, for example. And then so this will go in and again show me my pipeline, but then also show me things like my goals which I've got set. Where am I at? What are my top opportunities? What are my top customers? What are my top lead sources? What are the activities that I've got going on, etc. But I'm not just restricted to this. I can go and create my own new dashboards on the fly, which we can talk about a bit later if you like. But this is just the way which we can then start to interact with this data and view my pipeline. Now, let's just look at the pipeline for starters. Within this, I can see that I've got a certain amount of revenue coming in at each stage of the sales cycle. If I want to drill into each of these, then I can go and click on to view the records, and then it pops up with another screen for me to allow me to really view what are the underlying records that make up this pipeline. And then from here I can say, well, I want to focus in on the ones which are at the proposed stage. So I go and click onto that, and it then filters that list down on the right-hand side over to the ones which are in that particular stage. Right? But on top of that, then what I'm able to do is really start to build my own charts on the back of this data. So I could say, okay, well that's interesting, but what happens when I go to rating and I put that in a pie chart? All right. So then it goes through and it tells me, all right, well based on the revenue here that we've got most of it in hot and a little bit in warm. That's good information. If I just go back one level, I could say, all right, well this is all good and well, but now what I want to do is I want to view this information maybe within this particular stage, and I want to look at the estimated close date, and I want to look at it in a line graph. Right? And so then I can see, okay, well, we've got a certain amount due to close in June, certain amount due to close in July, etc. Now, obviously, we're looking at a very small data set here, so it doesn't look that fantastic. However, when you've got a lot of data, this is very powerful type information. If we go back to our primary set again, other things which I'm able to do is start to filter on this data and say, okay, well, this is the pipeline for everything that I'm looking at. But what's my pipeline look for just the hot leads? So I can go through and filter on that, and then drills down, and if I just go and refresh my chart, then you can see now the pipeline is updated just purely based on the ones which I have rated as hot. Very powerful sort of information here. Okay, so the other thing which is possible here is that this is not just initiated from the dashboard, this can be initiated from anywhere. So if I'm going and taking a look at my opportunities here as an example, then I could go and see, all right, well, what's some predefined views within the system? I've got the opportunities closing next month. I've got the opportunities that I've won, the opportunities that I've lost, etc. My open opportunities. And within each of these, I have a chart area. And so I can go through and then see, for example, the actual revenue by month. When am I looking at my won opportunities? And so I can go and see, what does that look like? And then from here I can drill down into specific areas and see those general records here. Okay. The same thing applies across accounts and contacts and leads, etc. So very powerful sort of information to really just give us a snapshot of the data that we have in the system. So this is just the quick overview of what I wanted to show you around some of the capabilities of Microsoft Dynamics CRM.